I guess in today's day and age, kind of always the big question is, what was kind of for you the biggest reason you decided to stick around with the new coaching staff and stay at Washington State?
Yeah, I think for me, like, obviously, I've transferred quite a bit in my career. So for me, I just kind of want to finish what I started somewhere, I really, truly fell in love with Pullman, and I wanted to, leave here with some sort of, like, legacy or name, from this place. So I just want to finish what I started here and play my last year here. So, yeah.
Obviously a bit of a defensive shift, just more linebackers on the field at a given time. As a backer, how much does that kind of excite you, knowing that there's more reps to be had, there's more opportunities, and you guys are playing a little more of a traditional 4-3?
Yeah, it's my first time playing the 4-3, and it's so much fun. It's the most fun I've had playing linebacker, even just like watching film and learning the scheme as linebacker. It's just a lot more opportunities for plays to be made as for a linebacker, and it's real linebacker friendly. So I never can complain.
Obviously, a handful of new faces in that room, both South Dakota State guys, a couple other transfers, freshmen, and so on. How do you feel like you guys have all meshed, and how have you kind of maybe tried to take a leadership role in blending everyone together?
Yeah, I think we just meshed pretty naturally, pretty quickly, right? It wasn't like any animosity or any weird stuff. It's like, hey man, what's up? Like, just get to know each other, and that kind of just happens naturally through being around each other more. And like they've leaned on me a little bit from leadership and stuff like that, and I enjoy the role of stepping up in that realm. So really just communicate with the guys and have fun and just like get to know each other and just be honest, and everything's good.
I'm curious about your role as a leader. Obviously, with you bouncing around so much, it seems like you wouldn't have had the opportunity to do that. Mm-hmm. One, is that the case? And two, like, what's your comfort level doing that now that you've been here for a year?
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable doing it. It's something that, like, everywhere I've been, I've kind of naturally been in some sort of leadership role. Whether I wasn't there that long or I was there a couple of years, stuff like that. But I love it. It's especially as an older player now, you like love the idea of, like, you want to be a role model for the younger guys. Like, when you get to a certain point in your college career, you're not playing for yourself necessarily anymore. You're playing for, like, the guy behind you, the guy coming up, the whole team. It's like, I think, like, in the past year, I've kind of just realized that, like, I'm not, like, playing for myself. I'm playing for the team and the guys behind me. And I think once you can kind of switch your mindset to that, you'll naturally start playing better, and then your leadership role will grow, and it'll just raise the morale of the team in general.
When did you kind of come to that, like, conclusion, and, like, how did that happen for you?
It was, I don't know, it just kind of happens over time. Like, I don't know, I can't I do a lot of self-reflecting and stuff like that, and I've always wondered, like, a place I left before, like, why'd I leave, right? And I was always selfish decisions, right? Like, just like a me first type of thing. And then as I've gotten older and more mature and done self-reflection, thought about things, my focus has shifted more towards the team and not myself, and it's been nothing but amazing for me.
Yes, Christian, what do you like most about the coaching staff? And he couldn't really put a finger on it.
Yeah.
For you, like, what is it that you like most about these coaches?
For me, it's just how, like, young and energetic they are and honest they are. Honesty is, like, kind of a hard thing to come about in college football. It's just kind of the truth of the matter. But no, these guys are very honest. They tell you exactly how it is, and they're very, like, young and cool. They're always working out. They're always making jokes. Our linebacker room is constantly, we're serious, right, getting stuff done, but we do joke a lot. It's fun. Like, I'll go up on the 5th floor and hop in the sauna, and there could be a coach in there too, and we're just hanging out shopping. Like, it's not like, it's just everyone's really cool and down to earth, which is nice. Yeah.
First day of tackling today, we talked to Coach Rogers a little bit about kind of the team approach. Does this staff teach tackling a little differently, and how do you think that will help you guys going into the season?
Well, yeah, I think one thing we do a lot more than we did with previous people was we do a lot more individual drills, and people don't take a lot of people take indie for granted. Like, it's just like another warm up stage, but no, like, we do a lot of indie, and then that indie translates to the field. So the more we can do it in indie and slow down and coached, and if you mess up, you can do it again, just the better it'll happen on the field.
How would you describe Coach Rogers just overall? What kind of energy does he bring for you guys?
Kind of just has, like, a little edge to him, which I like, right? He's kind of like, in my eyes, like, he's the kind of guy, if you're, like, walking towards him, he might shoulder check you, like, he kind of has that, like he might just, but he's a super good, nice guy, super honest. He obviously knows how to win, knows what it takes to win, and tells us the blueprint and the path how to do that too. So yeah, he's a great guy.
So you do a lot of self-reflection, just on your journey, your football journey. Kind of where are you at, kind of, I guess, on that journey, and just kind of what are the kind of the goals and the aspirations you have for yourself this year at Washington State?
Yeah, for me, honestly, just for myself, just play the best football I can, continue to be a leader within the room and in the team. Always help the young guys and especially throughout the season. It's a long road. People, never know what happens. Just always be able to encourage the next guy up, right? And then as a team, we just want to win, right? Like that's always the end goal. So as long as we're winning games, and I can at least help 2, 3, 4 people along the journey, and that's all I can ask for.
What do you guys need to do for you and the team by the end of spring ball to be ready?
Well, I think spring ball, you're never ready after spring ball. I would say thinking that you're ready for a game after spring ball is not realistic, right? I think just continue to get reps in with each other, communicate on the field, mess up on the field, make plays, do good stuff, and kind of build that team connection like on the field as well. So I think just at the end of spring ball, as long as we build some sort of foundation of team chemistry and foundation of reps together, that's all we really need.